So in this video we'll be seeing the 5th and 6th sums of exercise 4.2, that is the 4th chapter of CBSE class 10 max quadratic equations, exercise 4.2, 5th and 6th sum. Okay, so first the 5th sum. What is given in the question? It's given that the altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, find the other two sides. Okay, so they have given that the altitude is 7 centimeter less than the base, but we don't know what the base is. So we'll take the base to be, let us consider the base as x. Okay, so now what will the altitude be? The altitude will be equal to what they have given, 7 centimeter less than the base, which means it's x minus 7. Okay, 7 centimeter less than the base. So the base is h and it is, the base is x and it's 7 centimeter less, which means x minus 7. So in the next step they have given that the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter. So the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter. I have mentioned in the question that it's a right-angled triangle, right? Right triangle. So let's mark this triangle as ABC. Okay, so they have given the hypotenuse to be 13 centimeter, which means AC is 13 centimeter and the base is x, which means BC we can consider it as x, and the altitude, what is mean by altitude? Altitude is the height, right? So they have given the altitude to be x minus 7. So in a right angle triangle, what do you know? Do you know any theorems which links the right angle triangle? We all know the Pythagoras theorem, right? It's very famous theorem, Pythagoras theorem. What does the Pythagoras theorem say? It says that the square of hypotenuse will be equal to the sum of the square of other two sides. So here, according to this triangle which we have marked, AC square will be equal to AB square plus BC square. Okay, so now tell me, what is AC square here? It's 13 square. And what is AB square? AB is actually x minus 7, right? So x minus 7 square. And what is BC here? It's x. So it's x square. So now we'll expand this. What is 13 square? It's 169 is equal to x square. So we are expanding this with the format of a minus b the whole square. So what is a minus b the whole square? It's a square plus b square minus 2ab. So x square plus 49 minus 14x plus x square. Okay, so you'll get 169 is equal to 2x square plus 49 minus 14. So we'll take this 169 to this side. So 2x square plus 49 minus 14x minus 169 is equal to 0. So now what is plus 49 minus 169? It's 120, right? So minus 14x minus 120 is equal to 0. See, in this equation, what can you say? You can say that all these terms are being multiples of 2, right? So we can divide this entire equation by 2. So it will become x square minus 7x minus 60 is equal to 0. Okay, here the value won't change because we are dividing both the left hand side and the right hand side by 2. Okay, if we are doing anything to both sides of the equation, the value is not going to change. Here when you are dividing 2x square by 2, you will get x square. When you are dividing minus 14x by 2, you will get minus 7x, and when you are dividing minus 120 by 2, you will be getting minus 60, and when you are dividing 0 by 2, the value is 0 only. So now you have to solve it by factorization method. Okay, like how you have done the previous sums and all, you are supposed to solve like that. So here what the product will be? The product is equal to minus 60 into 1, right? Here the coefficient of x square is 1, so it's minus 60 into 1. Minus 60 should be the product. And what should the sum be? The sum should be minus 7. So now what you have to do? You have to guess the two numbers which when multiplied will give you 60. For example, you can take like 10 into 6, or you can take 5 into 12. You can take 30 into 2. There are several numbers. You will get many more numbers for which the multiplication of two numbers will come out to be 60. But from this set of numbers, which are you supposed to choose? You are supposed to choose the numbers whose sum or difference will give you 7. So from the chosen numbers, you can choose this, right? 5 and 12. So what is 12 minus 5? 12 minus 5 is 7. So the numbers which we are going to choose is 12 and 5. So after choosing the numbers, what you have to do? You have to find which sign you have to put for 12 and 5. So here in the product you have a minus sign. What does a minus sign in the product means? If there is a minus sign in the product, it means that among the two numbers, that is 12 and 5, one number is going to have a minus sign. Okay. In case if there is plus means, what does it mean? It means that both the numbers will be having the same sign. That is, both the numbers can have either plus or either minus, but they should have the same sign. So here, since there is negative, which means that either of the two numbers is going to have a minus sign and the other will be positive. So we have to find out now which is going to have the positive sign and which is going to have the negative sign. So here just see the sum. In the sum we have a negative sign. So the answer of these two numbers, that is, when you are going to add or subtract these two numbers, the answer should come in minus, that is in negative. So for the answer to come in negative, what will you do? You are going to put the negative symbol in the greater number. Okay, so the two numbers will be minus 12 plus 5. What is minus 12 plus 5? It's minus 7. Okay, in case in this place if you had plus 7x, what will you do? Since there is plus 7x, you are supposed to put the negative sign in the smaller number. So 12 minus 5 will become 7. Okay, so here since it's minus 7, the two numbers which you are going to take is minus 12 and 5. So further on expanding, minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 is equal to 0. So here you can take x as common, so it will be x minus 12, and as I have already told you, here you are supposed to write x minus 12. So here what number will come? You can take 5. So the answer will be, you have to take now x minus 12 as common. So x minus 12 into x plus 5 is equal to 0. So x will be either 12 or x will be minus 5. Okay. So the answer for this question is x can be either 12 or x can be minus 5. But what have they given in the question? They have told that x is the base, right? It's a measurement. That is, it's a measurement of the triangle. So can measurements be negative? Is there any length? Have you seen any questions or have you seen anywhere where the length comes out to be negative? Length or breadth or area comes out to be negative? No, right? The measurements cannot be negative. The measurements are always positive. So from the two answers which you have got, that is 12 and minus 5, you can neglect the minus 5 and write the final answer as x is equal to 12. So after finding this x is equal to 12 and x is equal to minus 5, you have to give a statement that the measurements cannot be negative. So x is equal to minus 5 can be eliminated and the base will be x is equal to 12. Okay. So you got this question now. So now we'll move on to the next question. So what is given in the next question? A cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day